Hello and welcome again to another episode of History with Andy Akright. I'm Andy Akright. Today is May 25th, 2020. It is Memorial Day. And sometimes we don't have the opportunity to celebrate those in our lives who were lost in battles or who have just passed on. And today, with the coronavirus going around, not many people get to visit their loved ones, period. But today I decided that we should maybe honor somebody, a local resident, maybe unknown, or lots of people know of him, but maybe don't know that much. So we are in Corinth Court. We're 80th and Mission. It says all drives private, all private drives, but it's actually not. They want you to see this. They put this in the middle of a cul-de-sac at the end of the neighborhood just because of this. So let's check it out. We are here, Prairie Village, Kansas, and we are at the gravesite of Lawrin. Lawrin, Lawrin, won the 1938 Kentucky Derby. Insco, his father, Insco, is also buried here, and he lives on through his progeny, which means he was the father of a great racehorse, and so other breeders wanted to have their mares, their girl horses, in other words, mate with him in a desire to create a champion as well. So here we have Insco, 28 through 39. He goes on to greatness through his progeny, and here's his progeny. Lawrin, 35 to 55, Kentucky Derby winner, 1938. Now, only 3-year-olds can race in the Kentucky Derby. And attached to that, we have some pictures. And signs of the stables. Yes, this used to be farms, Wolford Farms. And I'm gonna go into a little bit more in depth with you about it. There's a hitching post. So the people at this home here right across from me did tell me that the top there, the peak, is from the original farmhouse, so it is quite old. And this is a private community, but they do want you to see that. And the reason I say that is because there's a missing lot here. Look. So we're gonna look around. Okay, house, street, house. Boom. Why no house? Now, most horses are buried with just their heads. Okay, so just their heads are buried. And the case of Insco and Lawrin, their entire bodies were buried. So their entire bodies were buried here on this lot. That's why there's no house there. They wanted to put up a monument to Lawrin and celebrating the farm and everything, but they didn't want to put it there because then people wouldn't be able to see it. So they put it in the middle of the island on the cul-de-sac. And so obviously they want people to see it, so that way people could see it. But the reason that there is no one living here, and probably never will be because the 1938 Kentucky Derby winner is buried right there on that plot of land. Okay, we're gonna get into some more about Lawrin here, and I'll meet you right back. All right, thank you for coming back. Here we still are at Lawrin's grave. All of these items are originals or products of originals that were sent out at the time. Now, they do have a line of sporting cards that had the Kentucky Derby winning horses on it, and if you will allow me, we'll see. Lawrin, who had been suffering from a foot problem, ran second in the 1938 Derby trial with a set of heavy protective bar shoes in front, one to support the troubled foot and the other for balance. If he can run that good with those big heavy old shoes on, he'll be 10 pounds better when they're taken off, trainer Ben A. Jones told Herbert M. Wolf, the Kansas City clothing merchant who owned Lawrin. Still, taking the shoes off was a gamble. Bar shoes prevented a horse from digging in and doing his best, but to race Lawrin without them meant that the colt's problem foot could be hurt. Jones had the heavy shoes removed on Derby morning, replacing them with lightweight plates. Also, on Derby morning, Jones covered the Derby course with jockey Eddie Arcaro. Okay, let's read that again. Also on Derby morning, Jones covered the Derby course with jockey Eddie Arcaro, pointing out holes on the inside and cautioning the young rider to stay off the rail. Lawrin broke from the number one post position, and Arcaro kept him on the rail much of the way in a one-length win. In the winner's circle, Jones told Arcaro, "That's my boy. Rode him exactly like I told you." And it says, for perspective, minimum wage was raised from 25 cents to 40 cents per hour in 1938. First full-length animated film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and Orson Welles' Panics the Nation with War of the Worlds. Okay. Now, some a little bit confusing stuff here, right? Here we have a program from that Derby, 64th Kentucky Derby, Churchill Downs, May 7th, 1938. Fish souvenir, 25 cents. And we see that a lot of it is about the past history. Now, Lawrin was 10-1 odds, so he was not very favorable. So if you bet $1, you would earn 10 if he won. Now, I'm going to try there. So it's talking about Churchill Downs organization. And let's look at this picture. So if we look at this picture here, we look at this picture here, they look extremely similar. However, if you see this gentleman right here, he is not in the same spot here. And on the back, we have the 70,000 that watched Lawrin victory in Derby, Louisville, Kentucky. A view of the packed grandstands and infield at historic Churchill Downs as they appear during the running of the 1938 Kentucky Derby, May 7th. Over 70,000 persons were on hand to watch Lawrin, outsider, sweep to triumph with favored Fighting Fox drop behind in 6th place. So they would send these out before they had the internet to newspapers and everybody to tell them what was going on, to tell them, here's the picture you should post and why. Here's a picture of Lawrin. This is kind of an odd one to have included, this is an advertisement for Wolf Brothers Clothiers, and you can see that they're picking out what style they want of their model to be wearing. And you see art number 1, Wolf Brothers, Monday Times, 7/28. So this connects because a Wolf brother owned Lawrin. So I saw this at a antiques shop and had to get it. Now, after the race, this unfavored horse, this 10-1, was of course featured. We got featured in Blood Horse magazine. Yes, Blood Horse magazine. Lawrin after the Derby. So right there, you have Eddie Arcaro right after the Derby on number 1. Here you go, another picture. Eddie Arcaro. You'll notice the numbers are different. It's because they take the flagging off of the horses afterwards. Here we have a ticket stub from that day. General admission, $2.35. Derby Day, Churchill Downs, 1938. So May 7th, 1938 was when we had this guy. And we have posts and the Atlanta Constitution sports page. On Sunday the 8th, Lawrin 10-1 shot wins Derby by length. Cracker overpowers Pelican in doubleheader 7-0, 7-0, 6-1. Camera catches finish of Derby. Lawrin, Dauber, Can't Wait, owner Wolf, and jockey Share win winner's glory. So there you have the finish. And here you have Wolf and Eddie Arcaro. Eddie Arcaro went on to ride many Triple Crown winners. I believe it's 5. I'll have to check on that one, but the first Kentucky Derby ever won was with Lawrin. In the Atlanta Journal, Lawrin wins 64th Derby. Fighting Fox and Bolea finish outside the money. So here comes Lawrin to upset the Kentucky Derby dope. Kicking over all dope that said the Derby distance was too long for him, Lawrin of the Herbert M. Wolf stables clatters across the finish to win the famed annual classic of the Bluegrass. Dauber is second. Can't Wait is coming in third. Estimates of the thrilled crowd ranged from 75,000 to 85,000. So you've got now 70,000, now I got 75,000, 85,000, and we're gonna come to back here to the New York Times from that day, and it says 60,000 watched Lawrin win Derby with Dauber second. Then it says Yankees and Giants triumph. Keep in mind they're both in New York at this time. So anywhere between 60,000 and 85,000. And current days, we're in times of the COVID virus and can't be within 6 feet of each other. So it's pretty crazy to think of 60,000 people being there. It says 41,000. Nope, I'm sorry. Skip that. That is the Yankees. 41,070 at the stadium for the Yankees. 60,000 for the Kentucky Derby. Now notice these dots on the side of this page. That is because this used to be in a library. And kind of like if you've ever flip through high school pictures, high school class pictures, they would do that with newspapers. And they had microfilm, microfiche, and then of course the internet, so they don't have that. So people would volunteer to come and clean up their collection, and then with that they could make some money. But cleaning it up for free was quite a bit of fun. So Lawrin with his owner Herbert M. Wolf Kentucky and jockey Eddie Arcaro. So you have Wolford Farms, Henry M. Wolf. Not a coincidence that it's called Wolford Farms. And the only autograph I've ever found was a little interview card sent to Mr. Eddie Arcaro. It says, Eddie Arcaro, legendary jockey. What was your most exciting racing experience? My first Derby winner, Lawrin. He said, who was the greatest competitor you ever raced against? All top jockeys are tough. Eddie Arcaro. So Eddie Arcaro, who went on to win Triple Crowns, his most exciting racing experience was with Lawrin. Right there. Kentucky Derby winner, 1938. Right here in Prairie Village, Kansas, Wolford Farms, which became this whole area. Buried over there. Celebrated and honored here. And many just think this is just a stone, but what a story it has behind it. Lawrin, 1935 to 1955, Kentucky Derby winner, 1938. This has been another episode of History with Andy Akright. Hope you appreciated it. I had fun telling you, and I hope to see you next time.